What's up, guys? Just gonna go straight into it. We're coming off a horrible loss, man. We knew what we saw. And I'm not even gonna go into the details about this game. The bottom line is it is what we knew years ago. Nothing's changed. And I went off on this. I banged on that button every day last year that we have no offensive line. Well, it's worse than that. We have the worst offensive line, honestly, that we might have seen in the NFL in years. And teams laugh at us. It's a joke. 3 touchdowns in 4 games. I heard a stat last night. The Giants are settling for field goals in 64% of their trips into the red zone. 64% field goals. Dude, that's a damn joke. I don't want to go on and on today. I could easily get real angry. The team is horrible. Look, I want to talk about the head coach, Joe Judge. And I get why he doesn't get angry and show frustration and anger at press conferences and give the media what they're dying for. And I think that's more why. But look, the Giants have been crap for too many years and we're not seeing any growth at all, man. Nobody's developing the offensive line. And people want to know why the wide receivers are injured for longer than they should be. Well, you know what? When you suck and you're losing and you have no O-line, why would you rush to come back? What's the point, man? You can't emotionally get up for the games because the Giants are not going to win, man. The players on the team at this point don't believe they can win the games. So it might be time to clean house. We know Gettleman's gone. It might be time to move on from Judge and do it the right way this time. Start with a brand new clean slate. You can't keep bringing in GMs and forcing past guys on them. So the Giants got to go in a different route, man. Do something that we don't ordinarily do, John Mara. It's time. Tisch got to be involved. Go outside the box. Go outside the organization. I don't care if it's Louis Riddick or another guy out there. It's time for someone to bring someone from outside who sees the new, young, modern NFL into this old school Giant organization so he could teach them to come out of their old ways. All right? I throw Riddick up there because the guy's dying for the job. He's young-minded. He's classy. He has connections. All right? Some people are going to say he wanted to draft Haskins. That's okay, man. But there's no way that he doesn't know players and know talent. The guy knows. He's a name. One name out of maybe a few out there. I'm not saying go get him. I don't know that much about him. You're going to bring him in for another interview. It's going to be probably his second time interviewing with the Giants. The guy is hungry for the job. We need some young blood. We need some fresh blood. It's garbage, man. It's tiring. I don't want to sit up there and make excuses anymore. We are a shithole. You got 4 trash cans and Andrew Thomas on the line. It's garbage. You're wasting Barkley's career. You don't know if Daniel Jones is a franchise quarterback. We're going to be going into his 4th year. Can the guy won't be great, man. Could he be around 9 or 10? Yes, he can. But how can we know? He doesn't have an O-line. He doesn't have a ground game. And we continue to ask him to be a running back. A 6'5" running back because we can't line up and run the ball. By the way, has it ever occurred to this coaching staff that if you don't have a good enough O-line to line up Barkley in the backfield and just run straight through, how about going into the I formation and lining up a fullback or a tight end in front of him to lead block? I haven't seen that this year. Maybe once on the goal line. But guess what? We hardly ever on the goal line. It's the same old rants, man. I don't know if Joe Judge deserves another year at this point or if he doesn't. If you fired him, I don't care. It wouldn't bother me, not one bit. We haven't grown from last year. We've gone backwards. Joe Judge, I don't know. I look at Joe Judge, and it seems to me he's a little bit in over his head. He wants to be a tough guy. He wants to have a tough team that works hard. You know, I'm going to punch you in the mouth for 60 minutes. Yeah, I got news for you, Judge. The only team getting punched in the face is the Giants. All right? This full year. Dude, the Dolphins defenders were laughing yesterday in the fourth quarter. They were laughing on the field at us, man. Because they never felt threatened at all. All the money you put on Golladay, you can't use him the right way. Let me tell you something, man. If I ever have to watch Glennon play quarterback for the Giants again, I'm turning the TV set off. All right? I'm going over to the red zone and watch the other teams in the league, real football. I don't want to see this guy back there ever again. He missed plays that were wide open that a third stringer in the NFL shouldn't miss. You're in the NFL for a reason, whether you're a starter or not. And you Daniel Jones haters, man. If Glennon didn't make you yearn for Jones to get back on the field yesterday, I don't know what the hell you're watching. Now you're all going to scream, I want Jake Fromm. Dude, it ain't going to be different. I told you last week. You could put Joe Montana behind this O-line, and he will look like a bag of shit. Look, man, it don't matter who you bring in as a coach. You could get one of these high guys, and the Giants need one of these names that's been around, man, like a Sean Payton, a Harbaugh. These are the type of guys the Giants have had success with their whole career. These nobodies they bring in, it's like a project, man. It's not working. It never did. We need a real head coach to bring this organization back from under the ground, man. There is talent on this team. It's not like we need a 5-year rebuild. You do got a monster draft coming up. I don't trust Judge to make these picks. Last year, you had Parsons in your hand. I begged the Giants to draft this kid. The kid's a lion, a modern-day animal, off the edge like no other in the league. He's got, 11 sacks for the Cowboys? I told people he was a better edge rusher than he is a linebacker in the middle of the field, but he could do it all. The Giants weren't listening. They didn't draft him because Judge wanted to go get a wide receiver. He was so hell-bent on a wide receiver that he traded back and took Tony. Let me ask you guys, everybody loves Tony. He's cute. He's a cute guy. He dances on the field, man. He can cut people up. Where's Tony? Does Tony play? Dude, Tony ain't shit, my man. Tony's a one highlight a year guy. He ain't shit. I don't care if that makes you guys mad. That guy ain't shit. You know what you got yourself? A younger Sterling Shepard. A man who spends more time laying down on the field screaming and sitting on the bench than actually playing the game of football. You're a rookie. What's your excuse? You're young. You're already hurt for most of the year? Parsons, I don't think he's missed a down this year. Slater's on the Chargers, one of the best O-lines in the league. The Giants don't get it. You better blow it up and start over. Look, I like Judge. But you can't bring in a new GM from outside and tell him, listen, I'm going to give you the job, but this is how it's got to be. You're going to be keeping Jones and you're going to be keeping Judge. I would like to keep them for one more year and build an O-line. But you can't force it on a new guy. Which tells me the Giants are going to do the same old shit they've always done. It's not going to change. They're going to stay in-house with a guy who's in line with what Mara wants. He's going to keep everybody. He's going to stick around. Can it work? It can, but it hasn't. The Giants are a bad team. We will not win football games until the Giants go into the draft. Forget all the sexy players and draft 3 fat hogs. You got to get a center and a guy for the right side. You hope you get Gates back. Draft another lineman in the 3rd round. We have 2 picks. And somewhere up front there, you got to get a defensive end for this defense. We are a real ass defensive end away from being a top-level defense in the NFL. That defense plays their asses off every week. Every week. You had Miami at 10 in the 4th quarter, 10-6. And you knew you still couldn't win the game. Because your defense don't only have to stop teams. Now you need your defense to score you a touchdown every game. It's embarrassing. We are a joke. We are the joke of the league. We are the New York Football Giants, man. What has happened to us? And you're going to hear the rumors now. They're going to get louder and louder for Russell Wilson. He ain't happy in Seattle. He wants out. He wants to go to the big market, New York City. I'm going to tell you something, man. You think that part of me wouldn't love to have Russell Wilson here? But you got to think, and this is what the Giants don't do. They don't sit down and think for the long term. You can't think for a 1-year fix, which we've been trying to do for the last 5 years. 1-year fix, 1-year fix, 1-year fix, 1-year fix, 1-year fix, 1-year Band-Aid, 1-year fix. Hey, let's get Galladay. We're going to win this year. Hey, let's go get Rudolph. He's going to help us win this year. Let's spend $200 million on snacks and Vernon and Rabbit. They're going to win us the Super Bowl this year. Yo, that shit don't work, man. You got to build through the draft year by year. And when you're finally an 11-win team in the playoffs and you fall short of the Super Bowl, then you go to free agency the following year, pick up 2 or 3 big pieces and solidify your championship team. We're not near that. This is a monster draft. And I'm going to talk about the draft because this season's over. I don't care what you guys, the people who dream of winning 5 games or 4, stop dreaming. I told you last week we wasn't beating Miami. People don't like hearing it because it's negative. No, it's a fact. We're not beating Miami. Okay? And when we go to the Chargers this week, we're going to get our doors blown off. It's going to be the final piece. I'm telling you that Chargers are going to drop a 35 nugget on us. And we're going to score like 10 or 13. It's going to be ugly as hell. I don't care. All right? Because you watch the Giants play, man. Our offense is so disgusting that the coaching staff knows it. They try to kill the clock from the first play of the game. They play kill the clock, conservative, never go for it on 4th and 2. They're doing everything they can to shorten the game. Because the only chance we have to win is our defense holds us in the game and we squeeze out a 13-10 win. Yeah, it ain't happening, man. The Giants are better losing out right now. Every loss we get the rest of this year is actually a win. I hate to say that. It hurts me to say that. It's a fact. Lose, lose, lose. The only team you want to beat that you get something good out of it is the Bears, because we're lucky enough that the Bears are just as much shit as we are, that we're going to get a top 4 or 5 pick out of them. You got to ask yourselves the question. You better bring in a real GM. Because do you trust Joe Judge to make these picks? We're going to have 2 picks in the top 7 in the draft, man. And if you tell me those aren't 2 monster pieces that better be big-time stars for the next decade to 12 years, I'm talking about a defensive end if he's there. And if he's not, and you all know I'm talking about Thibodeau or Hutchinson, all right? Or 2 monster linemen in those first 10 picks for the Giants. You're looking at Evan Neal, Lindenbaum, this beast center that could totally take our line to another level. You're hoping to get back Gates. Look, man, Giants need a big-time pass rusher and 2 big-time offensive linemen with these first 3 picks in the first 2 rounds. And if the Giants go any other direction, man, I know we're Giant fans, man, but it might be point to shut it down, man. You might not be able to watch the team anymore if they go in any other way, man. Go get 3 offensive linemen in the first 3 rounds and let the 3 kids grow together And in 2 years from now, you will have yourself one of the top lines in the league with Andrew Thomas. Go do that. Do the right thing, man. This year is over. Don't root for wins. Stop talking about playoffs. You are fucking embarrassing yourselves talking about the playoffs. Playoffs? You want this team to be the playoffs? Why? Dude, how could you talk about the playoffs when you're the 5 worst teams in the NFL, man? You're 4-8. I love these fans. We'll squeeze into the playoffs with 6 or 7 wins. Man, that can't be any more pathetic, bro. Growing up, I always told myself, if you don't win 10 games, you're a loser in this league. Now, we've gotten so bad. We are so close to the dirt that we're looking to squeeze in with 6 or 7 wins into the playoffs. Are you serious? That's not what they made a 7th seed for, man. What, they made a 7th seed for the Giants? To squeeze in with 6 or 7 wins, bro? Dude, the Giants may win one more game the rest of this year. That's keeping it real. Do yourselves a favor as an organization. Grow a brain. Start looking for your next GM right now. Gettleman's going to be retiring, stepping down, fired, whatever you want to call it, man. It's not even his fault, man. The guy's done everything his boss wanted him to do. The guy, Mara, has destroyed this organization. We need a GM to come in, put Mara in his place, and call all the shots. And it's got to be an outside guy. You can't stay in-house anymore. You got to go a different direction than we've done our whole history. Our history's nice, but not the last 9 years. Get a real GM. Let him pick his apples. Let's go to the draft. Man, you don't need to be a professional in the NFL to see what the Giants need. I got a 10-year-old stepson who sits there and says the Giants got to get an O-line. We have no O-line, which has not allowed Jones to grow. I still think Jones could be a good quarterback. He's going into his 4th year. You could keep him because the next draft in 23 is the much bigger class of quarterbacks. So you got Jones for basically nothing on a 4th-year deal. If it doesn't work out, you go get your quarterback then. If it does, you have your quarterback. Go draft an entire O-line. You've destroyed Barkley's career. He got injuries because he's trying to cut up 11 people. Every time he gets a handoff, there's 2 goddamn defenders hitting him in the backfield. He can't be what we drafted him to be. He still can. You usually come back from a knee, they say, by the 2nd season after. Get a goddamn brain, Judge. Shut Barkley down now. Tell him go to the weight room, train, work out, rest your body. We see you next year at 100%. Same thing with Daniel Jones. Sorry, we can't evaluate you, Daniel Jones, because we don't have a line that can allow us to see what you have. Sit down, relax. We'll see you in September. All right? Let Jake Fromm finish out the season, all right? Let him get a beating. Knock his clock around a little bit. Huh? You fired Garrett. All right? I recall me and Big Pat saying it wasn't Garrett's fault. But everybody wanted a fall guy because in New York, you got to fire someone to feel good about yourself. Right? You fired Garrett, and look at it. The offense is even worse. I heard about Freddie Kitchens. I was laughing. I said, you talking to me about Freddie Kitchens? This guy has failed. Freddie Kitchens? Is Freddie Kitchens going to get in the fucking game and snap the ball as a center? Because if he's not, he's garbage. He's a trash can. It ain't no different, man. I'd like to put Judge and Freddie Kitchens on the line and let them play offensive line for us. I'd like to embarrass them out there, see what it's like. Dude, man, I'm not going to get all heated and angry, all right? Because I got a beautiful day, and I'm going to go do my thing. Might be time to blow it up. But I'm going to say this. I said it last year. I'm not saying it because I told you so. I'm going to tell all you guys, especially you young guys out there who wanted receivers. I want all these sexy receivers. Get me Tony, Galladay, Rudolph. Bring back Odell Beckham. These fantasies you guys have. You think you're playing fucking Xbox out there, man. The NFL football starts in the trenches. If you don't got the front lines, you're a loser. You could have Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, and Plexico Burress, and Barry Sanders. If you ain't got a line, your season will go down the toilet by midseason. Bottom line, I'm going to say this again. We got no more games to look forward to, because every Sunday night, you guys are going to be angry and upset. And you're going to do this therapy bullshit. The New York Giants, you might want a clean house. You're going to get a new GM. It doesn't matter. Judge can stay. It won't matter. Stay or go. It does not matter. In this next draft, if the New York Giants don't get 3 offensive linemen, forget everything else. O-line, O-line. You got all the top picks to stack up a big-time O-line. Until the Giants put together an O-line, we are the circus of the NFL. And you will continue to destroy players' careers here like Barkley, like we did with Odell. I believe Daniel Jones could have been something, and he still can. The man's taking a beating. If you don't have an O-line, and you drafted a play-action quarterback, and you can't run the ball, you don't have no play action. And then, to try to make up for the ugliness, you want to try to turn Jones into a fullback. And this is what you get. And you guys out there get mad at Jones. He doesn't know how to slide. He can't protect himself. My man, let me put you back there. Let me see what you do. When they call for you to run the ball up the middle into linebackers that are waiting for you, the league has seen this play. It's over. That 80-yard dash last year versus the Eagles, you'll never see it again. Not until we open up a real football team with an O-line. The league has seen it, man. Every time Barkley gets a handoff, they're waiting for him. Every time Jones fakes a handoff, try to take it from himself up the left or right side, they're waiting for him. He don't even have a left or right side no more. Now he's forced up the middle where he's going to get banged up and get injuries. Guy's got his neck hurt. Dude. Don't blame Jones. Don't blame Barkley. Don't blame Galladay. We have no O-line. Don't even blame the O-line, because you are as good as you are. You can't help it. You can't be better than what you are. They're giving the effort. Blame this coach. Blame the coach. Blame Mara. Blame Gettleman. Because in the draft, when they had a chance to get a monster like Parsons and 1 or 2 offensive linemen, because they were linemen well into the 5th and 6th rounds, Kansas City found them. The Giants ignored it and decided to pick up all these players that they didn't need. Bottom line, people, you can find a corner. You can get a linebacker. The one thing we are learning over the years, and more this year than ever before, you can't just find fat guys off the streets or in the supermarkets, because they work there for a reason. O-line. I'm going to keep on banging it into people's heads. O-line. You ignored the O-line. You hoped that you could put together this young O-line. You want to go into a season with hope on an O-line? Good luck. This is what you get. A foundation of trash bags.